I'm sick, so I can't see Top Gun in the theaters. I hear it's good and I'm looking forward to it, but in the meantime, I watched a movie called Journey to the West, directed by Hong Kong filmmaker and comedian Stephen Chow. I've only recently become familiar with Stephen Chow's work. Journey to the West takes place a few hundred years ago in China, where we follow a Buddhist monk played by Zhang Wen. John Wayne? That's a terrible name for a cowboy. That's a Shanghai Noon reference. Anyway, the monk is trained to be a demon hunter, and he attempts to defeat demons using a book of nursery rhymes. He ends up running into a far superior demon hunter played by Shu Qi, who ends up falling in love with him, and they get involved in various antics together. I am a little conflicted about Journey to the West. I'm glad I watched it, and overall I would say it was funny, but it is a very strange movie. If I turned on my TV and flipped to this without knowing what it was or who made it, I would have turned it off after 10 minutes and said, wow, that was really stupid. Since I knew what I was getting into, I was able to give it a fair chance. What I liked most about Journey to the West is it had some pretty hilarious scenes. I watched this around 2 a.m. a couple of nights ago, and I was afraid I was going to wake up the neighbors from laughing so loudly. Our heroine is a loud, aggressive, masculine woman who inexplicably falls in love with the small, timid, weak monk, and she goes through some really funny lengths to try to convince him to love her. It is also pretty creative with how the demons are portrayed, how they are hunted, and the various powers we see our characters wielding. What didn't I like about it? Not all of the humor is golden. There's a lot of people yelling and screaming at each other and at the camera, and it's supposed to be funny, but it can be a little tiresome. I'm actually not sure if this is a criticism or if it is something for which I should give the movie credit, but Journey to the West juxtaposes a lot of varying moods and emotions. In one moment it's an action comedy, in the next it's a horror film with bloody violence, then it's a romance, then it's a tear-jerking drama, then it's back to a comedy. I guess it's pretty cool that a movie can make me experience all of those different emotions, but at the same time it left me feeling very confused and thinking, what am I watching? I don't know what kind of a movie this is supposed to be. There are also strange scenes of violence where people who really don't deserve to die just die in horrible ways, and you think, wow, that's just sad. I thought this was supposed to be a funny movie. I have noticed that with some other Stephen Chow films I've seen. Violence is often used for comedic effect, but sometimes it's a bit too much for me. The big thing I didn't like were the special effects. Now, I know they had a limited budget, and I know it's an artistic style used for comedic purposes, but I'm not going to pretend that I didn't think it looked really cheesy. Guys like me are turned off by cheap-looking, made-for-TV special effects. I think you really need to be in the mood and need to know what you're getting into before you check this one out. Watch the trailer, watch the trailers for some other Stephen Chow movies, and just be prepared to watch something that is very different. As an average American moviegoer, I'm not sure other average American moviegoers will be used to this kind of comedy, and I don't think any of my friends or family members would like it either. Overall, I would say I enjoyed it, but I don't think I would watch it over and over again like I do with other comedies.